Hello and happy welcome to today's podcast episode. And in this episode, I want to talk with you today about the symptom burnout. It's not only a psychosomatic symptom, it's also, in general, a psychological symptom. And I think it's a quite important symptom because in today's world, nowadays, I think there are many people who will experience burnout for at least one time in their life. And it's a symptom that is really silent because you can't see what is going on under the surface. And people often feel like they're don't right. And yeah, I also experienced burnout. And often you also don't want that other people know what is going on because you really think there must be something wrong with me. Am I fragile? Is there something kaputt? I don't know the English word. Is there something not working on me? You feel like you got disrupted or like you're broken. That's it. Like you're broken. And you're asking yourself, am I broken? And the good thing is to realize that you aren't, and that you're good, and that you were always good, and that it never was about you, that you have to overachieve things, and that you are allowed to slow down. You are really just allowed to slow down and find your rhythm of life. And this was a process that was very moving for me, and at the same time I also have to look sometimes that I'm not too scared to get in a situation like this again. But because of this, I want to talk with you today about what causes burnout. And the symptoms on which you can acknowledge that you have a burnout is, at first place, you feel such a big exhaustion. You feel so exhausted, and maybe don't have a big burnout, and you are maybe also living more in a constant burnout state where you're functioning and you still can function, but at the same time you feel a lot of exhaustion. You feel emotionally drained. With burnout, there can also come symptoms like that you lose motivation, that you lose your emotions, that you can't feel joy anymore, that you can't feel empathy at all for other people. It's difficult to concentrate yourself, it is difficult to be creative. Maybe you also start negative self-talk, become very forgetful, or you experiencing stuff like brain fog or feeling numb, feeling a lot of headaches, or you can't sleep good anymore. But what brought you there? So burnout can have three causes. So at first there is the possibility that you lost the connection to yourself. So on the way to achieving whatever you want to achieve, you lost the connection to yourself. So you started to just do all the time, and you're just following task and stuff that is coming from your head, and you don't express yourself anymore. You don't experience this flowy stuff in your life anymore. And this is causing burnout. You lost the connection to your inner world, to your feelings. You don't have the connection to your true self, to your true core. And so you're living for things on the outside. and you become the fuel. You become the fuel. You don't realize anymore what your needs are. You don't realize anymore when you need rest. You don't realize anymore when you need sleep, when you need food, when you need to go to the toilet, when you need maybe a friend to speak to. You get so focused on the things that you want to achieve that you lose yourself and that you become the fuel. So that's the first option. The second option is when you're changing your life and you want to achieve more, then more comes into your life. But the thing is that you always have to let go of other stuff. So you can imagine, like, maybe you had 2 fishes. Imagine you're a fisher's man or a fisher's wife and you're going fishing and you start having 2 fishes at home in your fridge and you want to get 10 fishes so you can eat with your whole family for, I don't know, some days. And so you're going out fishing new fishes and then you end up fishing 20 and you come back home and you don't have enough space and you don't have enough eaters to eat all these 20 fishes. So 10 of these 20 fishes, they just start rotting and they start to smell bad, and yeah, it's just disgusting and it's just too much. And you have to let go of the 10 other fishes to make space so that your home isn't stinky and so that you're feeling comfortable. And when you start to achieve more in your life, you always have to let go of other things, other stuff, other people. Because if you don't do it, maybe your life didn't get fulfilled, it just gets too much. You wanted more, but now it is too much. And you have to make decisions. If you want these new things, and if not, it's not bad. Maybe you also realize that some of the things that you wanted, you in truth don't really want. But you have to make the decision what you can hold in your life, and you have to find out what you are able to hold in your life and what is draining your energy, what is an energy leak, and you have to let it go because you need space for yourself. And also, if you're truly connected to yourself, then you won't need time to connect with yourself. Then you're constantly connected to yourself and you're feeling what your needs are, and you're feeling, yeah, constantly what your opinion is, what your need is. Yeah. But yeah, you also, with burnout, you have to manage that you are looking always, what space do I have in my life and with what do I want to fill it? That's a second option. And the third option is that you maybe never have experienced what you really are, who you really are. So you build your life on goals that you have, on things that you see on the outside, but you never build it on a solid ground that is yourself, your true way of how you want to live. So when you reach your goal, everything is falling apart and everything, yeah, just feels like you have worked a lot and you used yourself as the fuel to get there, but then you are at the top or whatever you wanted to achieve, and you feel empty. And that's the third option. So you have to found your solid ground in yourself, and you have to found and discover who you are, to build on this, on you, with you, connected to yourself, and don't become the fuel. So what do you need to get out of burnout? You need to be in connection with yourself, as always. You have to be brave to don't abandon yourself, to don't abandon your needs, and listen. Listen a lot. Be gentle, be faithful to feel what you actually need. And that's such a moving process. And it's something that I wish for you, maybe, if you want, that I wish everyone in his life, if he or she wants. And yeah, that's it. So I hope this episode was helpful for you. I hope you get maybe some new informations, maybe more insights for you out of this. And yeah, if it was something that you liked, then follow me around. If you have questions, send me your questions, reach out to me, and then maybe I am very happy to see and hear you soon. So if this episode was something that is interesting for you, then follow me, reach out to me if you have questions, and maybe we hear and see each other again. Have a nice day, and bye bye.